we are using sex as a coping mechanism to deal with the trauma caused by relationship failure. It really hurts when a guy is totally not emotionally attached. It makes me feel like a sex object. They are shamed, they are humiliated, and they feel we cannot really own up to our feelings in sexual encounter. It is the same social status that drives a lot of men or boys to have hookups because they are seen as superior peers. The question is uncaring a skill that we want to learn? I would like to begin with a story I received on my Instagram 3 months back. It started with a heartbreak. I had no other way to cope up with that heartbreak, so I went on a dating app. And in the next 9 to 10 months, I hooked up with 9 to 10 guys, and there were days where I would hook up with one guy the night before and hook up with the other guy the day after. Sometimes I would get emotionally attached to that person, but found that the feelings are not the same from his side. Sometimes I enjoy it, sometimes I do the hookup because I crave for that humanly touch. That cuddle is what I crave the most. I understand that in hookup there is no room for attachment, but it really hurts when a guy is totally not emotionally attached. It makes me feel like a sex object. Can't it be just a little emotional presence instead of mindless fucking like machines? This is what she asked. Notice the word, can't it be a little emotional presence? The hookup culture conditions young people to expect the bare minimum. You cannot expect more than 2 days a week, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. a night. Casual sex culture is supposed to divide from any kind of emotional intimacy. Any kind of emotional entanglement is forbidden in a casual sex culture. And if you do get emotionally attached, you end up bearing the consequences alone because you entered into the deal fully knowing its social contract. I'm a sexuality coach, and every day I receive stories like this. The girl was going through an inner conflict because she was attempting to detach emotions from sex. She could sense her need of intimacy, and yet she was unable to claim it because she has entered the so-called context called casual sex, where the emotions need to be kept separate from sex. That was the inner turmoil she was facing. In this talk, I'm going to unbox the hookup culture. Yes, it is an unprecedented modern phenomena which I see so many youngsters struggling with day in and day out, and yet there is no recourse. The keyword here is the culture. When something becomes a culture, it becomes the predominant form, people start looking at it. The hookup culture is actually also becoming a beginning route to relationships, where a guy said to me that even today you want to get into a relationship with someone, you need to have hookup with them. But the risk here is that what if the other person is not as much emotionally invested as you? That can lead to heartbreak, that can lead to even feelings of being used and discarded. As a man said, that the casual sex culture doesn't entitle someone to treat the other person like a recycle bin. The problem here is the culture aspect of a hookup, which says that hookup is a passport to sexual liberation. It is a means to achieve instant sexual gratification and variety without taking the responsibility of other person's well-being and emotions. In essence, a hookup wants us to get better at staying emotionally disconnected while being sexually connected. Now the question is uncaring a skill that we want to learn? So let us first understand what is the conceptual understanding of a hookup. So there are 3 basic characteristics of what defines a hookup. A hookup is any kind of sexual contact which can range from kissing, making out, any kind of vaginal sex, oral sex, anal sex, and everything in between. A hookup is brief in nature. It can last anywhere between few minutes to few hours in a night. And thirdly, a hookup is purely physical in nature. It involves both the partners shutting down any form of intimacy or emotional attachment. Emotional numbing is a key hallmark of a hookup. Not just that, a hookup is also taking you away from romance. One of my friends said that I always equated sex with being desired. And I had a spurt of sleeping with over 30 guys in past decade, and I identified that period as my sexual liberation. Eventually, I settled with a guy, found love with him, and entered into a live-in relationship with him. The initial months were full of turmoil because I was always equating sex with being desired. It was with the guy that I could understand that one can be desired in many forms, sex being one of them. Now, I also did a survey of a lot of young people and I asked them that what is your idea of romance? They said it was primarily talking. It was holding hands, walking along together, spending a nice evening, having chai, spending a time in forest, camping, a lot of things, touring, traveling together. Any form of sexual intimacy was virtually absent from their mentions or their ideas of romance. So a hookup culture does not include romance. A hookup is also used by many young people to cope with trauma caused by relationship failure or even an unhealthy childhood or even a dysfunctional family. The idea here is that we are using sex as a coping mechanism to deal with the trauma caused by relationship failure, which is not a good thing. You need to go through therapy, you need to go through counseling to process those wounds, process those emotions that is causing you pain. Another disturbing aspect of hookup culture is how it is creating virginity as something to be ashamed of. A young girl said that when I wanted to lose my virginity, I was actually in a rush because I knew everyone in my college is sexually active. I ended up sleeping with a friend. Now that I look back, I feel that I could have made a better choice because he was not the best person. But I'm glad that I'm finally had this rite of passage and I'm finally on the other side of world. By the other side of world, she meant that she has joined her sexually active peers who are having a lot of sex. Virginity is seen as a shame in the hookup culture. Being a virgin in the midst of a hookup culture makes you feel lonely, isolated, unwanted. So a young man said that in college, the young, unexperienced guys look up to their sexually active peers with tips to get guidance and experience on how to have sex. It is the same social status that drives a lot of men or boys to have hookups because they are seen as superior peers. That having a hookup also makes you socially desirable because you're outgoing, you're having sex with a lot of people. So you can see that there are so many factors nowhere related to connection, intimacy, or even an individual choice. There are a lot of external factors that are pushing young men and women to have sex or have hookups. The greatest irony is that hookup culture is ultimately a culture of repression. Young people condition themselves to stay unaffected about sexual intimacy. And they are shamed, they are humiliated, and they feel we cannot really own up to our feelings in sexual encounter. If they do, there is a lot of shame involved. They feel that they are inadequate. The hookup makes them believe that there is something wrong with them because they are not able to abide by the hookup culture. So what is the way forward? An effective method to tackle the negatives of hookup culture is to invite young people to apply critical thinking skills to the task of evaluating their sexual activities. It is helping them embrace the idea that the personal is of value, that their personal experiences are as valid even if it failed to comply the hookup culture. I want young people listening to this talk to have that personal reflection about their sexual encounters and ask some questions which has been completely foreign to your experience of what good sex means to you. A lot of young people have never given this kind of thinking because the hookup is defined for them rather than they defining what kind of sexual interaction they prefer. The questions could range from, do I want a sex with commitment or without commitment, and why so? What role my emotions play in sex? What role my partner's emotions play in sex? What happens after the hookup? How do I feel after the hookup? Do I need to like the person, get attracted to the person, or be in relationship with someone to have a hookup? What kind of relationship should be in place before I go for a sexual encounter? How would I deal with the situation when I fail to devoid myself of emotional intimacy after the sexual encounter has happened? How would I deal with the emotions? How would I deal with the conflict if my partner is not in the same page with me when it comes to our emotional investment? Things like this. We need to talk more about romance. We need to talk more about love, intimacy, a new kind of sex education which helps us understand the different perspectives of hookup culture. It is an important opportunity for all of us to engage in this personal reflection, to know what do we really want, and to see our past sexual encounters as a vital data from which we can actually emerge healthy solutions. The solution is not abstinence-based sex culture. The solution is not either sexual promiscuity, but a healthy path between the two with many options of intimacy, love, sex, and romance, hookups being one of them. To conclude, I would love for all of you to contribute to this discussion and not keep this dying. Contribute your comments, your views, your experiences around how you saw this hookup culture and what are your opinions.
Josh Talks is now a Spotify exclusive podcast. The audio version of our talks will be available only on Spotify. If you like this video and you like to listen to more inspiring stories like this, please follow the Josh Talks podcast only on Spotify.
अगर आप भी इस वीडियो के एंड तक आ गए हैं तो मेरी तरह आप भी इंस्पायर जरूर हुए होंगे। दोस्तों, आपको पता है हम सब बड़े सपने देखते हैं, लेकिन हम में से कुछ ही लोग हैं जो अपने सपने को पूरा कर पाते हैं। और आपने कभी नोटिस किया है, जो भी लोग अपने गोल को अचीव कर पाते हैं उनमें एक कॉमन स्किल होती है। वो क्या है? अच्छी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स और इंग्लिश बोलने की स्किल। और अब हम भी इस स्किल को मास्टर कर सकते हैं जोश स्किल्स ऐप के साथ। यहाँ पे हमें डेली वोकैबुलरी, ग्रामर, रीडिंग, राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस के साथ साथ अपने ही जैसे लाखों स्टूडेंट के साथ इंग्लिश में बात करने का भी मौका मिलता है। इससे हम अपनी इंग्लिश की फ्लुएंसी जो है वो इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं। तो चलिए आज ही अपने सपने की ओर पहला कदम लेते हैं भारत के नंबर 1 स्पोकन इंग्लिश लर्निंग ऐप जोश स्किल्स के साथ।
Tell us what you think about this video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.